This was a banner donated to a giant school garden that is located off campus, so it provides fresh organic produce for local community members in an underserved neighborhood. This garden has been maintained by me since about 2011. Last summer, the grounds crew cut down my entire grape harvest before it was so I filed a harassment only because it was the only way I thought I could protect my garden from any more retaliation. The ultimate result was that they decided to take this garden from me. I'm trying to save it for the community. The neighbors love this garden. They walk their dogs purposely in the direction of my garden because of my garden. And I want my voice to be heard. I want the garden to be saved, and I don't know what else to do. So I'm going to take you through a series of little videos showing you what I saved from the garden, and then I will take you to the garden so you can see what still remains that was too large for me to save, in hopes that this does not get killed by the Long Beach Unified School District grounds crew.
So that's our mango tree, donated by the health department, I believe. These are extensions of my seedless green grape. These are all the stepping stones, the educational stepping stones the kids made with Latin, common name, and Spanish for all the different plants that were in the garden. That's oregano. This is another grapevine that I got as a clone that drops its stem down into the ground and makes new roots. This is our pepper plant that I just took out of the greenhouse because the kids just planted the garden, and then they decided they wanted to move to main campus. Didn't want to deal with losing it. More oregano. What else? Oh, the sage forever. That's been at that garden for so long. These are the milkweed. That's like a native milkweed that was donated also by the health department, I believe, last year. Baby blackberries that I'm so happy were saved. More oregano. This is a strawberry plant that was dug up. They did not like the greenhouse. That was terrible. We're trying to clone some rosemary and lavender, and that's, I'm hoping the rosemary takes. A blueberry plant, just took out of the greenhouse yesterday. A grapefruit tree. This one was planted on the Jordan Plus campus. Then I was told I had to move off of that campus. So dug it, put it in a pot, and when we secured the off-campus garden, the Jordan Plus garden that I've had forever, planted it there, almost died there in heat one summer, and it's back alive in a pot. This was an olive tree. I believe health department also donated the olive tree for us. More rescues. This is blackberry, and this is the original grape that Mr. Sourbeer had planted. So that's a Concord grape. I got clones. This is a citronella. Repels mosquitoes. These are some fruit trees that I saved. They were small enough that I could dig them up, but have nowhere to take them, so I took them home. I'm not complaining about that. This one's a nectarplum. It's looking beautiful. Yeah, we had that planted on the J Plus campus as well, and then we dug it up, put it in a pot, then planted it at the on the off-campus garden and dug it up again. Same story for this one. This is a nectarine tree, and again, beautiful flowers. It's doing well. The stone the kids made for it. This used to be at the entrance. This was in the parking lot of J Plus. Again, dug it up when we got moved off that campus. Put it in the off-campus one, cherry tree. It's beautiful blossoms. And finally, a nectarine tree donated by the Long Beach Sustainability Department. And so this was newly planted enough, and so it was able to be dug up and brought here. So that's all.
So in the other videos, I was calling the bricks stepping stones. They're not stepping stones. They were educational bricks that the kids painted. These are the stepping stones. So these were all done by students at Jordan Plus, basically, for the garden. And so they made them. Some of them broke. We found remnants as I was clearing out the garden, trying to get all the sentimental things out. This is a picnic table that we purchased with a grant that I had gotten several years ago at Jordan Plus. It was a $2,000 Whole Kids grant, and then the Whole Foods employees came out and they did a community day out there and helped us out. But the students, basically, we assembled this on our work days that we would have after school. And then the kids painted. I believe this was donated by someone. I don't remember who. It might have been the Tree People from Santa Monica Mountains over there in LA. This goji berry, it really produced really well over at the garden. So I was zooming in on the flowers. And so that tells us it's going to get fruit. And so you can't have fruit without a flower. So here I am, across the street from my garden. So this is the neighborhood. All right, I just came from there, and as you can see, it's an open alley. This was the school campus we had. Open alley, so anyone has access to these fruit trees, and I did that on purpose. I stopped taking care of this, but the grounds guys are coming and weed whacking it. These are lion's tail. Pretty much started with one here, and it took over the entire garden. So that's a bit of a hassle, but it's a hummingbird attractor, which is always nice. We've got some borage here. These are edible flowers, taste like cucumbers. Have medicinal qualities too, so they are used for skin that's irritated. Back behind here is some canna lilies. These are original, going back to Sourbeer. We're talking about, he started this garden in 2003. I always want to call this a fuchsia. I don't know exactly what it's called. It has hummingbird attracting qualities. It's been here a while, but I cloned nopales. So these are finally taking hold and doing well. These are hollyhocks. These have been here since Sourbeer as well. And these nasturtiums come in every winter after we get the rain. Flowers are edible. Got a little spice to it. This avocado tree has tons of flowers on it. This came from the old adult school campus, and a truck had run over it, and it was just a little tiny stick, so I brought it home. Everyone laughed at me, told me it was going to die, and here it is. This once was a giant rosemary. If you look at the fence, you can see it attached there. This was hacked by the grounds guys when they came after they gave me a 30-day notice. So 4 days after the 30-day notice, they came and hacked this senselessly, and they killed it. This thing has been here since before me. This was an apple tree I was gonna dig up and take home. This is a nectarine tree. This one's got a lot of fruit. The neighbors love these, so these are gonna get eaten up quite well. This one's an agave, again planted by the neighbor. It's loquat season. This loquat tree's been here since I've been here. This is a pomegranate tree that I got donated. I believe it was Tree People as well. The loquat has been here. I believe a neighbor planted that. Here's another avocado blooming, getting avocados, planted by a neighbor. Another nectarine tree. This one has been here bearing fruit for several years, very well loved by the neighbors. This was a plum tree, absolutely delicious plum tree, and I have no idea what killed it. This is a guava or guayaba tree. This was donated by a neighbor a real long time ago. And then a giant geranium. I do nothing to this. Oh, and the sugarcane. There's a couple sugarcane spots, but the neighbors tend to harvest it, which is cool. Every year for at least 12 years, as far as I know, these grapes have been growing outside the fence for the neighbors, but last year's when they started the whole hack them down and kill them. Yerba buena, or mint. I think this is a spearmint that I have out here. Hydrant for the neighbors. Into the jungle. This looked real nice not too long ago, but once they told me in the winter that they were taking my garden from me, I I just started saving trees and saving plants and trying to clone. So here we are entering the jungle, but these are the grapevines that are too large for me to take. Here's some fresh lavender and rosemary. These were cloned from students a long time ago at at Jordan Plus, meaning we cut a piece and we stuck it in the ground and we made a clone. And now they're giant and I can't remove them at this point. These are blackberries back there, so you can see the white flowers. That's a blackberry patch. I've saved some. But this is where all the fruit trees were at my house. Where the cherry tree was. There was another cherry tree here, but for some reason it died. I don't know why. I have that same mint going wild in here as well. More rosemary that we cloned. This is where the nectarplum tree was. This is where a nectarine tree was. This is all oregano. Anyone can help themselves to the oregano. We have roses, lemon verbena, more roses, more lavender, beautiful butterfly attractors and bee attractors. And then this was where I had my mango tree planted, and I had another nectarine tree planted. That was the olive tree that I had. I had citronella right there. It's edible radish that just keeps reseeding itself in here. And then, the borage. This is where we had the beds for the high school students over at Jordan that came over, part of the Heal Zone, and we dug it all out. This is the nopales that I cloned. I took one piece and I stuck it in the ground, and now I've got this massive cactus that's getting fruit that the neighbors love. This is a seedless green grape. That was my personal green grape that I brought from home. Too big to take out of here now, but I have gotten clones. Oh, nice. Here's some grapes in here. This is a passion flower. But sadly, this is the invasive one. The invasive one is decent for watching the life cycle of the Gulf fritillary butterfly. This is ginger, a giant ginger plant that I have. It's a jungle. Here's my seedless lime tree that was supposed to be a dwarf. It's hardly a dwarf. This is my fig tree. I believe is a male. So this was the year I was going to determine if it was going to stay or go. I hope nobody's back here. Always a fear. This is a tangerine tree that I got donated from a neighbor a long time ago. This is a strawberry guava tree. It keeps getting flowers but never fruit, and it finally got fruit the other day. This is an orange tree. This has been here since Sourbeer. So this is old. And then these cactus that I had planted a while back just as a barrier to keep people out. Here's our little bench in the back. And this is where the picnic table used to be. Looks like I got some pumpkin plants growing, which is absolutely fantastic because the neighbor was asking about that. So I like to make the neighbors happy. I'm hoping this space can turn into something positive for the community. That's my goal. Basically it, but this is all in North Long Beach. Possibility for the community to have fresh, free, organic produce. I did this as a volunteer, and I have no idea what the fate of it's going to be.